I don't think anyone could have had a happier childhood than we all did, because my father had a store, and everyone, you know, especially on the Saturdays and weekends, were always here for their mail and just to have fun with each other. They'd pitch horseshoes, play ball, and grew all kind of vegetables. Everyone had at least a milk cow. You know, during the Depression, people were out of work most everywhere. And then when jobs were available, most, especially the younger ones, left this community to go, you know, for better jobs. They would come back, you know, the younger ones, and visit the elderly people. But it was just a rough time. I'm sure you've had other older people to tell you that there were times when they just couldn't make it on the farm.
About 3 gallons a day, what we get. We enjoy the cow.
I retired in 1977 and built me a home here, and decided that after I got it built that I need something to do. I applied for a position as a VISTA worker, started working in 1980 trying to get this kind of a thing organized. Actually, in 1980, I interviewed hundreds of people to find out what would be best serve them, and most of them came up with the idea that we needed to some help with our gardens and some livestock of some type. Charity, so many times, is degrading. The Bible says it's better to give than to receive, and I believe that. So we offer them a loan with a milk cow. I want a heifer calf back. And usually I ask for them to raise that heifer calf to it's a year old, so that the next person wouldn't have all the expense of raising the calf. With hogs, I put a bred sow in. I want 3 young pigs back, female pigs, or I'll take a full-grown sow if they want to raise one to 6 months. They're not only getting something for themselves, but they're helping their neighbor by passing on the gift and raising an animal for him. I started out with about 40 people in 2 different projects. Then it's expanded now up to 260 people that we have, I say people, families in the project.
We get together, you know, and plan things, and they welcome my house anytime. They can come and talk to me, and anything they want to discuss, they welcome come. We was want, you know, work on a greenhouse. Ain't none over here in this community. That would be one of the best things we could get started over here. Get everybody get along good in this group, and we could come in once or twice a day, you know. 2 or 3 people come in, work 2 or 3 days a week, we could keep it going. We got plenty of water and electricity, stuff like that. It would be nice, you know, if we could get it started like that.
Did you expect yourself to be a leader of a group like
No.
this? Is that a lot of responsibility?
Yeah, it is. But I enjoyed it. that you can get, know people and talk to them, and they can talk to me, keep my records, and I really enjoyed it. I think all my friends do too.
How long has it been here? Lower Creek.
I'm 75 and it's called Lower Creek.
When you was born.
I'd say this place has always been a place, if one had,
Everybody had.
Everybody had.
It might not be much, but what little, whatever it was, whatever we share. We haven't had all that much. No, had very little. And we didn't have any animals or anything when Mr. Hontz came here. We were it was bare, wasn't it, Mr. Hontz?
Very bare, yes.
It's like the cupboard was, wasn't it? We were on a standstill. We'd like to do, but we had nothing to do with. He's put food on our tables, and he's brought us chickens, and we have our own eggs, we have our own fryers, we have our own chicken and dumplings. I've got a bunch of fryers now to kill. About how many?
Yeah, a bunch of them.
I don't know. About 40 or 50 for winter, you see. We put them in our deep freeze. We put our food away.
What one had, everybody had.
Yeah, that's right.
We all come up together here on the creek now and as kids, and we all just played together and slept together and everything else, and was good to each other. We just feel that way about each other. I was brought up that way, to respect everybody and abide. We may have a couple of bad months, but I hope not. I don't like cold weather. Do you? No, cold weather. Talk about snow for Christmas now. No snow.
I've had to start feeding hay in November this year, and that's about 2 bales a day, and that runs up fast. So they've got to have plenty of feed too. What are you feeding? 24% or 16%?
24 beef.
You got some this morning.
For a milk cow, that's good. Yeah, that's real good. Well, the average income in Breathitt County in a few years back was $4,000. That's family income. And so it's below that for those people that I'm working with. I think that the overall financial situation of people in this area is the worst that I've seen since the Depression. This area sort of fluctuates with the coal. Most people have been robbed of their coal on any land that they might have, and so people are left here. This is their home, and they don't want to leave their land. And they don't want to leave what they have, and so they make the best of what they do have here.
Lower Creek, Bell Point, Mount Olive.
Each of the co-ops elect a chairman and a vice chairman, and usually have a secretary-treasurer also. Each community then has a representative on our board of directors. They're representative of their group, and so they vote what the people in their area want or need or feel is the best way to go with the finances we have at that time. What's the most important, beans or corn?
Corn.
Take a vote and see which one.
All right, I'll vote for beans. For corn. Corn. Would it be a pound of sweet corn?
A pound is a great big lob.
It sure is. I had to play.
You see, if you have only one chairman and one vice chairman and one secretary-treasurer out of 260 families, not many people are involved. But if you have these three in 17 different locations, right there you have a great number of people involved, 50 or 60 directly involved in the program. You have several boys working with you.
Yeah.
And that's a group.
Yeah, I got about 5.
And the 5 of you? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Take back 60 gallons a day. Plus, that just for livestock, that not counting my water inside. I carry my wash water, my bath water, dish water, mop water, all of it. But I really enjoy outside. Always done that all my life. This is the 8-year-old. I lost my father when I was about 9, so you got to learn how to do things for yourself. They're gonna lose some gravel now.
What are you building there?
Greenhouse. And I never was afraid of nothing. They can dry nail, saw, use electric saw, anything they want to. So it really don't bother me.
Must make you feel pretty independent.
It do.
You think people could make it off these farms here?
If they work real hard, they could. Most people got farms, just don't, let them grow up and don't take care of them. If people really was interested in, they could. Kept people 10, 15 years ago make their living on it, and further back. When we was growing up, we was raised on a farm, small farm. We never went hungry. We had plenty to eat, but we had to work.
What's the ring for? What does it do?
That's to keep them from rooting up the ground like they are right now, you know, like this is up here. We haven't had them ring because we didn't have anything to hold them with. And since I got this, it makes it a lot easier, and we can ring them. That way they won't tear the ground up. The boar there, this sow, that red sow, and that white one up there is the one I got from the co-op. And we went from 4 sows to we got 11 now. And we're saving, I believe it's 6 out of this litter. So that'll make us 17. And we're going to keep trying to build up, you know, just keep on hoping. We're hoping to have about 30 or 40 sows by this time next year if we can get our building built and everything, you know. So I don't know whether we will or not, but we're going to try. We've got 2 or 3 here we're going to give them orange shots. That's good.
There's a great big timber in here, and 10 times as many people is there now. That's all they done was farm. They tend to all these over here. We'll farm mules, the horses one. What they farm now is just a level land. They use tractors and fertilize and make about, where we get about 10, 15 bushels to the acre on these old hills, they get from 75 to 100 bushels to the acre in the level ground.
And a lot of the younger generation, my generation, we all moved away and got jobs. And because at that time the farming didn't pay. I've worked in several factories, but I got laid off from Chrysler, so I lost my job. So I told my wife we'd just go back home. I said, at least we can raise what we eat, you know. You know, it's just, we got started in this. And I want to keep on. I met Linda. She was a waitress at a restaurant and working up there. And I met her and we got married. I never did think I'd have her back down here.
Where I'm from, it's cattle. It's all cattle. That's all it is. And things got so bad they sold out and went to Michigan to live. And I missed the farm, and Michigan's not like Kentucky by a long shot. And him and I talked about moving back, and eventually we did. And we got into this, and I wouldn't go anywhere else. Never. I mean, this is what I want to do. You know, seeing them born, I'm always there when they're born, you know, and helping them, you know, with the sows. And then especially if I get one that's like a runt, you know, and manage to save it, because they say you can never save your runts. Well, when we first started, we got 13 pigs, and they were 3 weeks old. We bought them, and nobody told us you couldn't raise baby pigs, you know, and we brought them on home. We didn't know, we were dumb, so, and we brought them home, and we saved 9 of them, you know, so I figured if we could do that good with 3, I think they were, 3 weeks old? But it's just learning, you know, it's life, and it's learning, and it just goes continuously, you know. I think that's what we enjoy more about it, anything. Just the life learning experience, you know.
It may not be in the next few years, but I'd say eventually somebody's going to have to start with their small farms again, because the big farmer, he's just like the man that's in the factory. You know, a lot of them's already lost. They've went out and borrowed a lot of money to buy equipment and stuff. You can't work a big farm with a horse and a mule. So they've had to have a lot of equipment, and a lot of them is losing their equipment now because they're not. They've borrowed so much that they just can't make the payments. And I still believe that the small farmer is going to come out on top one of these days. I do now. I don't. He's just, I mean, you don't have to have, if you've got a small farm, you can take, and well, I've got a small tractor, And it's an old tractor, but I can do a lot of work with it. And you take a man with 35, 40 acres, he can grow a whole lot of stuff on it. And in our co-op, I'd like to get them all interested in building a shed and going together and getting a sheller and a grinder and just having one central place where we could all come to and maybe pay $4 or $5 to grind and shell and grind a load of corn, plus what the supplements and stuff they have to put in it for their animals. And I believe eventually people's gonna have to go back together and start working together to make it now. I believe that's the way it's gonna have to be done, because one man out here by himself you can't stand alone a lot of times. Now you've got to have help and people working with you, and you got to help the other man too.
I worked a little 2 or 3 years, a year or two in the factory. That's all where I worked. I farmed all my life. There was no power mules or horses around these hillsides. I told them it wasn't my age, it's the miles I had on my legs. Now you plow all day, take a power mule, cut about a foot at the fur and plow you 2 acres in a day, and you walked many a mile. And I plowed 2 acres damn many a day with a power mule.
She's been up since she had her pigs, and she's laying over there right now shivering and wallowing in that water. She's enjoying that.
Well, I see the future as being very bright for the program. I see it as going on when time comes that I can't go on it with it any longer. Among the different people we have on the program that would be able to pick it up and carry on.
Well, we got 8 varieties of tomatoes, 5 varieties of cabbage, all kinds of flowers, and every kind of the country, and we got 3 different kinds of peppers, 4 different kinds of peppers, and well, what all kinds of herbs and spice plants, I call them, and all that stuff.
We just about got it clean right now. Oh, we sold off a lot. 10 cents a piece. Go back to the project. We're gonna set emergency fund up for our project. Electric bill, like people get sick or you ain't need shoes, things like that. For our group.
A lot of work to it.
Yeah, a lot of work, but we enjoy it here. Something extra do, something different. The first on this end, it is in county over this way. And I think it'd be a lot of help to the people. They get a bargain where they get fancy things. We sold a lot too. Yeah, these white ones here. Your reds, they slow, but they're coming.
Sweet potatoes, white and red. Well, I didn't know they was that big, right? I have them sold.
You didn't know they were that big.
Dory's the raiser, I'm the seller.
Yeah, shopping around. You ship it, don't you?
Yeah, I ship it out. What we sold the last week? $400 worth?
Yeah, wait up, I think.
See, my best customers is school kids. I'm gonna have to get up here and
get
this stuff loaded up.
Get ready to go to school.
Get ready to go to school. I'll let people know about those sweet potatoes.
Okay.
I didn't know they was that big. I done had them things sold.